wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap by, take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home, 3 hours away, so near to my home. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap by, take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home, 3 hours away, so near to my home. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap by, take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. way so near to my heart. It will like so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, but wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's chip and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not your night. Every moment, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When together, take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I usually don't do this. To be more specific, I usually don't schedule shows when the games are on. But yeah, a bit tired and didn't know that it was overlapping. But that's by the way, what we'll do is we will keep an eye on the Club World Cup while we'll also discuss a lot of stuff that's happening. Whether to believe all of them, I do not know. But more importantly, we're here to talk Chelsea. Chelsea news live, Chelsea news update. We'll talk about Yildiz, we'll talk about Vlahovic, Kolo Muani. We'll talk about Malo Gusto, Christopher Nkunku, and a whole lot of stuff out there. But more importantly, we'll be paying attention to what's going on in the Club World Cup games. I think two games at the same time. PSG playing. Let me look at it and be sure I'm feeding you the right information here. Yeah, today we have Atletico Madrid versus Botafogo, the team that beat PSG, I think. Yep, then we have Seattle Sounders against Paris Saint-Germain. So yeah, we'll be paying attention to it, and I'll keep you updated. For some of you who are not able to watch it, I can get both, but I don't want to share the radar on the screen. But more importantly, thank you so much for joining us. It's a live Chelsea show. And the first person today is my bro, Nizayan from Blue Clouds Media. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Good day to you too. Wishing you to a wonderful day. And we have Chelsea Ultra. Good evening from Wales. Wow. Okay. All you beautiful blues. Love from our brother right there. The intro music. You like it? I'm glad you like it. But thank you for joining us more importantly. And I appreciate you doing so. And we have my bro again, first on the poll. My answer is no. Dusan Vlahovic, I think it's a huge risk, but I wouldn't mind him on loan. He brings experience. He's still a good player. I don't know what has happened to his Juventus career, but I mean, you never know. Get him on loan. We would not like him in that area at the moment. I think it will go a long way. And if everything goes well, then get him on a permanent. Up big to you too, Ty. I do hope you're all doing well. Always nice to see you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. So yeah, thank you. We have a lot to talk about. Some of them are things we've already talked about, but yeah, there are updates from the foreign angles, so it's important that we look at them. And without wasting much of your time, we will get into it. I need the command for your channel. I know Ty knows the command for his channel. The command for his channel is exclamation mark BCM. Yeah. Hopefully Nightbot is at work. Usually it goes it does go AWOL every now and then. But it looks like it's a walk today. So keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have 11 people watching and we have 8 likes. I think we should be doing a lot better than just 8 likes. Yes, people, big up, big up, big up me. People go and subscribe to my Bruce YouTube channel. The link is there. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. One more and more likes, people. So the first item, I'm gonna go to the very start. We have a lot from the manager's presser that I'd like us to cover. But the first one, this is Max Ibal, but I think is he Bayern's president? What's his role at Bayern actually? But I think he's the president or director. This particular report from Aaron BVB and Mia San Mia. Mia San Mia. That's a good name. It says Max Ibal and Borussia Dortmund. Okay, Max Ibal is Borussia Dortmund's CEO. Sorry. What is going on? Max Ibal works, I think he works for Bayern. Let me not mix things up here. Max Ibal and Borussia Dortmund CEO Hans Joachim Wartz, okay, I'm quite sure I butchered that, held a meeting in Germany over Jamie Gittens. BVB wants at least 65 million euros for the Englishman, but the player wants to join Chelsea. And that changes everything. When the player wants to join a particular club, usually difficult for the selling club to get how much, to get what matches the evaluation of that player in particular. If you remember Christian Pulisic, before he joined the AC Milan, Chelsea had a better offer from a French club. I think it was Monaco at the time, even something close to 5 million euros difference or pounds. I can't quite remember, but a lot more different. You could say a lot bigger, not slightly bigger, actually offer. But he was bent on joining. His preference was to join AC Milan at the time, and we couldn't do anything about it. So because Gittens, he's told them he wants to join Chelsea. He's already agreed a 7-year contract with us. Our personal terms already agreed. I think that's a huge issue for Borussia Dortmund. So they'd have to sell him to us, or they keep an unhappy player. They can say they don't want to sell because he's under contract. He'd stay, but it's a huge risk. I think what this tells us is that, yeah, definitely he is coming to Chelsea, because the last part of the latter part of that paragraph reads about the player wants to join Chelsea. That makes a whole lot of difference. So more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 9 likes. I know we can do a lot better than that. I'll be paying attention to the game. If any team scores, I will let you know. Let me turn on the notification. And because I'm a bit tired, I'll be sipping on my coffee quite a lot. Okay, let's see. Still zeros. Yeah, still zeros. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's read what we have here. Lifo, Republic of South Africa. I appreciate you too, brother, and thank you so much for joining us. I do hope you're doing well. Listening to the show while at work. I have lost confidence in our sporting directors in terms of negotiating deals. I haven't. I just hope they sign the right players. I haven't lost confidence. I'll give you a few reasons why you should trust them. We thought Coenda was headed to Manchester United, and boom, we signed him without even sweating. Nobody knew. Nobody gave us a chance because, yeah, he walked under Ruben Amorim, but we were able to get that deal over the line. So I think you should just. I don't think you should judge them based on our inability to bring in any player in the just concluded in the 10-day window that a lot of Chelsea fans got bent out of the shape because we didn't give AC Milan how much they were asking for Mike Maignan, or maybe pay the asking price for Gittens, or didn't sign any players. Why should we? When in fact we knew that the main window that's upon us right now, we're actually in it. Will eventually come. So I think you should trust them. Honestly, the only thing I'm praying for is that they sign the right profile of players for the manager, who, in my opinion, he's proven that he's actually a very smart manager and can he will take us to places, in my opinion. But we have to get the profile of players that will help him implement his preferred approach to football, if that makes sense. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go along with. So Jamie getting to Chelsea definitely will happen. And pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee. I'm still a bit sleepy. I have a lot going on at the same time. Mm. All right, good coffee as always. So the next item we have here, let's hear you. But let's hear your opinion. Are you excited? I'm excited. I want to see Jamie Gittens at Chelsea. And let me talk about something we've talked about 1,000 times here. I know he's not the biggest of all the names we've been linked with, or he's not the most popular. He's actually the least popular. If you compare him to Xavi Simons, compare him to Nico Williams, he's the least popular. But here's the thing: you could say he's the one that actually fits what we're looking for. Yeah, I get it. Nico Williams being to Euros the most popular, and you can say the preferred name, the Chelsea fans' preference. But the truth remains, Gittens has a lot more to his game. He's in the top with 1% in terms of productive dribbler. So you could say successful, the top 1% in the list of players with the most successful dribbles. He is, and he scores a lot of goals. And as he matures, he will add a lot of assists to to his output. Then you have a balance of goals and assists. So I'm happy that we're getting that deal over the line. And you should ask yourself, why are Bayern Munich, why are they bent on signing him too? But we're lucky that he wants to come home. He's English and he wants to join Chelsea. I think that's the difference. That's the reason. You can argue the reason why we're on the verge of getting the deal over the line, even though Bayern are interested. Had he been, if he was German, I think he'd probably prefer staying in Germany. So I'm just happy. We're getting a better option than Nico Williams, cheaper actually, and from a salary perspective, also cheaper too. So this is a good business actually, but a lot of people don't know. Some are making fun of his name, calling him kittens and all that because they wanted Nico Williams. I like Nico Williams, but I think he's a better fit for what the manager is doing. And I think if we miss out on him, he's that sort of player that in the future would look back and say, how did we bottle that one? But I'm happy. It doesn't look like we're going to bottle it. It looks like we'll get the deal over the line. So let's hear your thoughts. Jamie Gittens to Chelsea. It looks like it's going to happen. And I've always known that would be the case. I'd be shocked if at the end of the day, we're not able to get the deal over the line. Big up to YouTube, Abbas05. But our conversation, on, what's it called? Our conversation on Instagram. I'm still laughing about it. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. Big up Kuchila. Hopefully in July, which is after the Club World Cup, Chelsea will make some key signings by signing a proper striker and goalkeeper. If we're signing, I think we'll be looking to sign a more of a hybrid number 9, not anything close to an out and out number 9 or traditional number 9. Honestly, Vic, I know why you're laughing. Because I preached to leave for Republic of South Africa that he should trust the sporting directors. Um, I'm not going to talk to you. Just go back to work and leave me alone. I have a show to host. Okay. I can't complain, bro. How you doing now? But always nice to see you guys. But I'm happy. My boy Jamie Gittens will be joining Chelsea, and I'm happy. I'm happy we're signing him over Nico Williams, even Rodrigo. From a financial perspective, I think that's good business actually. He fits what we want to do, and he's good, really. I would love Kolo Muani. I would love him too, but a lot of Chelsea fans don't. I don't think. I think you could argue because maybe he hasn't. You could argue he hasn't done enough to meet their expectations of him because he joined PSG and had to leave on loan. I'm not sure what happened. You know, Luis Enrique is a very, very strong character. It takes just one small event for you to be blacklisted, for lack of a more specific language there. But I know you understand exactly what I mean. But that's fine. Anyway, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding time to join the show. This particular afternoon for me, 2:30. Chelsea, okay. Who's abbreviation? Moscow. Who's RKM that I'm missing? Let's see. Kachila, I want Randall. Oh, Randall Kolo Muani. I want him. Yep. He's the sort of number 9 that would do well on the Enzo Maresca. And according to that report, didn't we addressed that? We did address that particular report yesterday. It did say something to the effect of Chelsea are in talks. We're already in talks with with Paris Saint-Germain, to sign a Kolo Muani. But the question is, I don't know whether to trust L'Equipe or not, but I've heard people say you should trust them. They're one of the biggest sports outlets in France. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But we haven't heard anything further since that particular report that we did address yesterday. Luis Enrique preferred Dembele up front over Randall Kolo Muani, which is why he signed for Juventus on loan. I haven't heard anything that suggests Juventus wants to take him on a permanent. I haven't, honestly, but I like him. I don't know why a lot of Chelsea fans don't like him. But this, by the way, I don't know who knows this guy very well. Chelsea have added a Piero Hincapi to their CB list, but Bayer Leverkusen has made it clear they will not accept less than 60. They will not accept less than 60 million euros. Okay, for the Ecuadorian defender. I don't know if it makes sense. Let's see how does he compare to our current defenders. I don't know. But let's hear you. Big up to you too, Poggy. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. More likes, people. More likes. We have 11 likes. I think we can do a lot better than 11 likes. All right. If you know him, do you think he's a good player? But I don't know. I don't know him, honestly. Maybe I should start watching a lot more German league games. Okay. He had a good FIFA card. What a way to judge it here. And Doughton here is saying at this point, I'm not getting hyped or expecting any signings from them, really. I'm just going to wait. Okay, pay and don't speak. If it's available for sale, that is who we should be looking. How old is he? Was about to enjoy it, then I saw the source. Okay, so this person doesn't trust the outlets that reporting that. Okay, let's see. Imagine Osimhen signing for Real Madrid. I don't think he goes there. If Real are interested, I think, yeah, I don't think we will just be hearing about it. Osimhen at Real Madrid would be like Adebayor at Real Madrid. Baki, I remember. I think who was your manager at the time? Mourinho, right? Okay. Always heard good things about. How'd you pronounce it? And that's according to Ken Durance. Hincapi. Why you should watch Bundesliga? So I do watch sometimes, not all the time, but I'm gonna start watching them a lot. My focus is usually Premier League games, but I'm gonna start paying attention a lot more. Because we want to start producing content for the other channel. Yeah. The soccer, our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. Bundesliga attackers are skillful. That's why you should watch Bundesliga. I do, but not all the games. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. I think we have a top squad that just need more integration and rehearsal. More experience, maybe. A few signings here and there. I still think we need, maybe not. I've always preached that we do need a traditional 10 because we don't have too many. We don't actually have any player that you'd look at and say, yeah, he's naturally a 10. I think the players we have are players here who are capable of playing as a 10, operating as a 10, and on the flanks. I know you get my point there. Let's see. Siaka South Africa says, greetings to you too. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us. You sang the praises of Gittens, but you don't know. I do know Gittens, yeah. I do know him, maybe because he's English. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I paid attention to him, but Hinkabi, no, I haven't. I remember Adebayo. I do remember him. Yeah, he was good at Arsenal actually. But African dance moves to Real Madrid. He's a good dancer anyway. He's from Togo, so no surprises there. More likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding time to join the show. Uh, Vince, I don't like it really. All right, we move on. But if we have time, we'll come back to comparing his numbers to that of our current defenders and see whether, yeah, he finished the just concluded season better than them. This is by Bobby Vincent. I haven't heard this name for like 1,000 years now. But Bobby Vincent reports that both Reece James and Nicolas Jackson were missing from Chelsea's training session on Monday, just less than 36 hours before their final FIFA Club World Cup group match. For Nicolas Jackson, was going to miss it anyway. For Reece James, I'm hearing that he's ill. Yeah, he missed the session because yeah, he was ill. So I don't know. There's always something happening to Reese. I hope he's okay. I hope it's just that he's ill and not that he got injured during the training session or that. Um, I hope I wish recovery. I hope it's not anything serious. Nicholas Jackson, not a surprise, but the fact that he's suspended doesn't mean, he misses a training session because of that. So I'm not sure. Maybe something else is happening that we don't know. But I want to know anyway. More likes, people, more likes. 14 likes, 25 people still following the show on YouTube. In total, we have 69 people, minus 25 on YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, I do not know. So we move on to the next item because we're still address comment from the manager's presser. Miguel Delani reports that Arsenal have also been speaking to Chelsea about a potential move for Nani Madueke. Chelsea nevertheless want £50 million for Madueke, which is not a price Arsenal want to go to right now. I don't think we'd sell him for less. If in fact Chelsea are open to selling him, I think it would take something in the region of 15 million enough for Chelsea to decide, okay, let's sell him. But right now, I don't think Chelsea will sell him, except if we make a signing that if we look at, would say, that's definitely Madueke type of player or a replacement for Madueke. So let's read that again, the second paragraph. Chelsea nevertheless wants £50 million for Madueke, which is not a price Arsenal want to go to right now. That's a possibility. A deal may be revived later in the summer. So there's a possibility, probably, if Chelsea see players, if players that Chelsea you said like are available on the market, then maybe we'll decide to sell Nani Madueke. Because irrespective of how much we believe Maresca likes him, I think he just has to make do with what he has, what's available to him. If that changes, I think he won't think twice before dropping Madueke to the bench. Yeah. So anything else? I think I don't know whether to trust Miguel Delani. I haven't heard that name in a while. I don't know whether to trust him or not. But your thoughts, if you're in the chat, what do you think? Do you believe Miguel Delani? Do you believe that Arsenal are interested in signing Nani Madueke from Chelsea? And the fact that a price is being quoted that we want a certain amount shows that we're open to selling him if we're to believe Miguel Delani's report. But I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about that particular report on the screen? Siaka, South Africa, saying CSC directors want a player from PSG. Interest in PSG players are good. Why? But which position he plays or is it good? You're talking about the one they rejected. I don't think they'd sell him. What's that kid name? We were linked with a move for him. Was it last summer transfer window or so? Um, and he played in the Champions League final. Actually, I think he got, or in the same, what game? He got 2 goals in one game. And Chelsea fans went nuts. But the truth is, when we were pushing to sign him, his preference was to join PSG. What's his name again? Why am I mixing things up here? I'm really tired anyway. But yeah, nevertheless, 150 million. So if we're to believe this particular report, it simply means we're open to selling. We're open to selling. We're open to selling Nani Madeke. Should the interested club offer a good enough money? So let's see. Game, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Head to you too. um, just pay attention. We haven't discussed a lot. We still have a lot lined up to discuss, and at the same time, we'll be covering Club World Cup. We'll be paying attention to what's going on there, and if results change, we will update you. And currently, PSG is leading the Seattle Sounders by 1 goal to nothing, and Atletico Madrid versus Botafogo. I hope I'm not butchering that name. Still zeros. Maybe I should pay attention the next time commentators are pronouncing that name. So yeah, PSG winning. They lost their last game, right? Was it 1-0? Also, okay, but that's by the way. Let's see. Anything else here to talk about? That's the item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. All right. This is quite interesting. This here says that Manchester United have started initial discussion for Christopher Nkunku, who was under contract until 2029 at Chelsea. So what this tells me, the fact that he's still under contract at Chelsea until 2029, I don't think we'll be in a hurry to sell him. I think we will tell we'll tell interested clubs, here's the evaluation of Christopher Nkunku, meet it or F it. Because yeah, our current owners have proven they're actually not in a hurry to sell players. They're never in a hurry to sell players, especially a player that's still under contract until 2029. Yeah, I think United, they have to pay up. And if you remember when Arsenal kept calling it for Kai Havertz, same thing with the case of Mason Mount to Manchester United. Chelsea fans were screaming, "Just take the money, take the initial bid and run." And the owners were like, "Nope." They say that you pay up or F it, and they got exactly what they want from the clubs that are interested. So I don't think Chelsea will be in a hurry to sell Christopher Nkunku, and it's not like he's earning quite a lot. Yeah, but we'll see. Is he one of the top? He should be one of the top 3, 4, maybe 5 earners. But even at that, I don't think Chelsea will be in a hurry to sell him. I think because yeah, they'll be looking for a lot of money, and they're not going to be moved if club starts low balling. Yeah, or start with a low offers. Let's see. I am personally open to sell to a better for a better player to replace him. Really, okay. Not anymore. Like you're saying, I'm open to that. Yeah, he's I don't think he's Chelsea level. Do I think he will eventually improve and become better? I mean, it's a possibility. Whether he's the sort of person that will improve, I think Dante will tell you it doesn't look like he will improve. United wants to swap Garnacho for Nkunku. Who is going to tell coach? Oh, I haven't seen that aspect actually. I don't think Chelsea will agree. I don't think so, but uh, whoa, okay, now I get it because I've seen quite a lot out there. People saying, yeah, I think it was it. Ryan, aka Calito, he did say something to the effect of Garnacho to Chelsea. You know, he's making not fun actually, probably yeah, indicating that that's probably what's going to happen. I wouldn't swap Garnacho for Nkunku. It'd have to be Garnacho with plus cash. Maybe because Nkunku is older. How old is Nkunku now? 27? Maybe because Nkunku is older and the club probably might say, okay, let's do it. Because Garnacho, maybe from their perspective, is still has a sell on value, but Nkunku not so much because of his age. Yep, 27 for Nkunku. So probably Chelsea are not going to get much. Yeah, they may well ask for that because Nkunku is 20, is 27, but I don't think they will get that. Nkunku is older. So probably United at this time, I think probably will get a better deal. But never say never. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, go ahead, stockpile them. Matt Law is saying Dortmund fans are confident Gittens to Chelsea will happen. And if you paid attention to what Maxi Ball, is it Bayern's director? Yeah, and Dortmund's director, Maxi Ball saying the latter part of that particular report did say something to the effect of that he wants to go to Chelsea, and that changes everything, irrespective of whether the club interested club meets your valuation or not. I think you'd have no option than to sell a player that wants to leave and wants to go to a certain club. But that doesn't mean we'll get him for peanuts. I think we'll still pay probably over how much I think would pay under normal circumstances, in my opinion. I don't want Garnacho either, but I think he should actually start preparing for a life with Garnacho as a Chelsea player. I mean, the signs have always been there. And that was it. I did the cookie thing. Was it yesterday? Telling people, yeah, start preparing for that. It's a possibility, but I don't know. Garnacho plus cash from Nkunku, these owners, they may well ask for that. I don't know. A straight swap just doesn't make sense in my opinion. But I don't think we'll be able to. Yeah, Vic is right. I don't think we'll be able to get Garnacho plus cash because he's younger. If anything, United will be the ones feeling like, yeah, we need a lot more money because our players our player has a solemn value. Yours doesn't because he's 27. So it's a bit complicated, but let's see what happens there. For Houston, whether we like Garnacho or not, I think I don't know. Chelsea fans not like I don't know what drives the Chelsea fans hatred for Garnacho. Maybe I think it'd be right to say Chelsea fans hate him. I think he's a good player. I think the turn off for me is his attitude. Yeah, and if he was a very very good player, then I'd bring up the argument that yeah, good players always have attitude issues, but he's actually not that good. But I think he's a good player. Maybe he can get better, but I don't want Chelsea to sign him. If it's not going to be, you can say something I want to describe as out of this world good deal. Just don't do it. He's not that good. You don't make an exception for a player that has attitude, whose attitude you could say stinks, and it's not Ronaldo, and it's not that good. Don't make an exception. That's where I'm not happy. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not that good that would give them Nkunku probably plus cash. Yeah, and not Ganacho, not the other way around. It does make sense that because Nkunku is 27 and Ganacho is still very young. So ah no, the turner for me is his attitude. Had it not plus you could say mm-mm, it's not going to be a good deal. But let's just assume everything we're hearing right now that they're all just rumors. It seems Maresca is going. It looks like it's going to happen. And we've again, I've always known that the manager he just has to make do with what he has. Last season he had to make do with what he had. So if that changes, he will drop Maresca in a heartbeat. Madueke, he's been one of the most inconsistent players at Chelsea since he joined. Yeah. That's fine. Well, let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. It looks like that's going to happen. Nkunku is older, yes, but so is okay. You like jokes, right? Okay. Let's see what else we have here. We better not just change Garnacho for Nkunku. We will be exchanging one problem for another. Nkunku, attitude wise, I don't think he presents any problems. I think where he presents problem, where his case is an issue is that doesn't suit the manager's approach. That is just that. I'd rather we keep Nkunku than get Garnacho. But that's my opinion anyway. I just don't want I don't want Garnacho at Chelsea. His attitude really, really does stink. I don't know him in person, but from what we're seeing, his behavior on social media is concerning. I don't want that drama really. And again, I don't want to sit. I don't want straight swap. It just wouldn't make sense. We have the better player. I get it. He's younger, sell on value and all that, bells and whistles. But no, 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 no. I hope what we're hearing is not the truth. And Vince, Vic, thank you for bringing that up. Let's see what else you have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. This Ganacha story is not making you happy. To be honest, Gittens is better than this guy. Can you please not call him that? He's actually an excellent player, a player who finished the season again top 1% in terms of productive dribblers, or you could say successful dribblers. Better dribbler than Nico Williams and some of the most popular names actually, and he scores goals too. But we're getting Gittens definitely. Garnacho maybe just a plus, but I don't want that to happen. Hopefully, what we're here, what all those things are all just maybe they're all just rumors, in my opinion. I'm concerned. Straight swap with Nkunku. If I were the directors, I wouldn't do it either, even though Garnacho is younger. I don't know. Even numbers don't. His numbers don't indicate. Yeah, don't even support us exchanging going into a straight swap deal with Manchester United and getting Garnacho in return. I'd rather we keep Nkunku, but let's just hope that what we're seeing, those things are all just rumors. After his attitude now, really the relationship between Garnacho and Amorim is broken. He had after he had issues with the former Ajax manager too. Yeah, let's see. I think he had issues with the former Ajax manager. What's his name? Um, wow. Let's see. Nkunku's market value is 35 million. Why Garnacho's value is 45. But do we go by market values these days? I don't think we do. We don't. If we go by market value, Gittins isn't close to 40. I don't think so. But these days, market values based on, I don't know, some permutations may be based on performance and all that, and games played and how well overall performance anyway. To simplify it, I don't think this says we don't go by market value. If we go by market value, then I don't think we would have been able to sell Kai Havertz or Mason Mount the amount we sold them for. Plus Nkunku is okay to CFC. I'd rather sell him for 30 or plus that. Yeah, it's I wouldn't honestly. Ooh, it looks like Fabrizio just released a video. He preceded the title with swap deal with a question mark and an exclamation mark. Rodrigo, Mount, Beumo, Nkunku, Garnacho, Tio, and one other name. Where is Mount going to? All right. Plus Nkunku is available. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Big Greg is saying Nkunku, that guy is too is too old. He's not gonna work at United. Are you a United? It looks like you're a United fan. Go and look at what he did. What else do we have here? But we have Bobby in the house. So Bobby, big up to you, and I appreciate you finding the time to join me on the panel. Let's hear you, Bobby. Your thoughts on the news, and it sounds as if we're looking to we're looking for again to you say we're looking for a swap deal that will involve Nkunku going to United and us getting Garnacho. I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me because Garnacho he has a selling value on so, and Vic is saying Nkunku's Gittens market value is 50. Okay, but we're gonna pay a lot more, right? Aren't we? 50 million euros. So we're paying a lot more actually. So usually these days, hardly ever do players get sold for their market value. Yeah, but clubs have the evaluation of the player. Then some guys that own websites, how they calculate that, I think it's based on the player's performance and all that and age. You'd have to. I think it only makes sense that they take age into account before they come up with the you said with the valuation, market value of that player in question. But Bobby, big up to you. Your thoughts on the possibility of Nkunku heading to United while we get Ganacho in return?
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up, Bobby.
Um, Honestly, coach, I can't believe any of this stuff. The truth of the matter is, the club is is uh, I think they're taking special measures to operate in secrecy, if they're operating at all, and we're having people just inventing stuff. A lot of these stories are fabricated, out of their fantasies. And, Jackson has a bad game, gets another red card. All of a sudden, they have clubs queuing up to buy him. Anything to create sensation. I don't believe any of this stuff at all. As I told you at one time, don't be surprised if Nkunku goes nowhere this season. A lot depends on a lot of things. And tomorrow will be a bit of an indicator for me as to what some of the plans are, especially with Nkunku, because I can't see people like Kopama starting. He needs a bit of a rest. Definitely, Cucurella is going to need a bit of a rest. So he has to shuffle the pack. And who he shuffles the pack with, it's not a total indicator, but it's a slight indicator. Now, could Nkunku be sold? Possibly. But people forget that we're in Champions League football now, and that will encourage him. He's not being paid badly, and he has 3 years left on contract. So there's no real major urgency for him to go anywhere, apart from maybe improve his game. I don't know. I can't buy any of this stuff, coach. None of it.
Here's one thing, Bobby. The strong indicator that Nkunku will, let's just stick with, will most likely leave Chelsea this summer is that he doesn't fit the manager's approach. And one thing that, yeah, that clearly shows that that's the case is that he can't press. He just cannot press. It's not his thing. And pressing is a very critical part of Maresca's approach.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. So, I'm not, what I'm saying is not um, casting certainty. But what I am saying that I am certain of is all these various rumors, Man United, there was a rumor about Jackson, a rumor then goes out about Gusto. Even Bayern turned around and said they haven't even done anything or even looked at Gusto. So there's a lot of inventions going on out there. People like to sensationalize and say, though, this person's leaving, that person's leaving. Truth is, nobody knows what's going on at the moment, and the club have made very sure of that. And I can assure you, while the team is away in the Club World Cup, nobody's going to be doing any negotiations for Nkunku or any other of the players that is out there. They're not going to unsettle them.
I think they are, Bobby. Actually, I'm just waiting. Fabrizio just released a video, and he proceeded. The comments, the start of the comments reads "swap deal" with a question mark and exclamation mark. But I'm waiting to see if the aggregators will pick up on that and report on it. But
Well, two,
nothing yet
two,
from them. But if
two
any of you
indicate.
in the chat, if you've watched the video, please do let us know if Fabrizio talked about the possible or the reported swap deal. I'm not
Two
seeing anything there.
indicators for me that happen in and around Fabrizio and his news. When he talks about a player, particularly going to Chelsea for too long, then start having concerns as to whether that's going to ever happen at all. And when
You're
he's
saying
talking
that's a
about a
pattern?
player,
You're saying
and
that's a pattern?
yeah, I'm saying that's my perception
Your
based on
observation,
what
yeah.
I've seen.
Hmm.
Based on what I've seen, it's just my opinion. And many people might think, oh, it's not the case. I believe it is, and when he goes on and on and on about a player and you hear nothing from David Ornstein, then it's quite likely it's nonsense. So I don't know. I'm not buying any of this news yet. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that a lot of it is just fabricated.
Hmm. Interesting. Nkunku's attitude on the pitch stinks. You could argue we're misreading it. For me, if anything, I think he's a good professional in my opinion, consummate professional if you want to. But it's just that at times his body language on the pitch did come across as him being disinterested or something to that effect. But I think if his issues, um, if he has attitude issues, I don't think the manager would have taken him to the Club World Cup. I think he'd leave him behind. And he's always again occasion during his some of his presses, he did clearly occasionally mentioned that Nkunku he's doing well, he's working well. I think the biggest problem is just the way Nkunku. The biggest problem is the way
He
Nkunku
said just
applies
that in the
himself on the
press.
pitch. The lack of pressing is an issue. Go ahead, Bobby.
He said just that in the press conference today. He has no problem with
Hmm.
Nkunku. That's why, I'm not saying it's cast in stone, but all these people fantasizing Nkunku going here, there, and everywhere, don't be surprised if he's still here come September. And who knows what season he could have. He said himself that he's trying to do different things. Now, maybe he might decide to have that luxury of a player, attacking player that doesn't press too much. Who knows? I'm just throwing out possibilities in a realm of everybody's possibilities are always in and around players going. So I will throw out a possibility in and around a player that they think is going but could well stay.
Yeah, I mean, there will be surprises. Certainly, I do believe that would be the case. I think there are possibly some signings that the club that Chelsea are working on that a lot of people don't know about. But of course, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we sign players that will make us play better. I do hope. I can feel a surprise signing. I do believe that that's actually such will happen.
Honestly,
Let's see
coach,
what
the
else we
way
have. Keep
things are
dropping the likes on
going,
the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular afternoon. The damn stats are killing me. Where were the stats of a Maluda, Dolph, and Gudjonsson? You sure they didn't look at it at the time, but because it wasn't something that you could say that was talked about a lot at the time. Stats are important, even without spelling it out. You do look at it. There's no way. But you can say it's taken precedence these days than the older days where they did use them, but you didn't hear much about them. Bobby, wouldn't you agree? When
yes,
we signed Damien Duff, Ike Johnson, how'd you pronounce his last name again? And Florian Maluda.
Ida Good
There's
Johnson.
no way we signed those players without looking at stats.
Of course, they took
You could
stats
call
into
it at the time the
consideration.
unspoken rule.
Yeah, they took stats into consideration. It wasn't front and center. There was a lot of eye testing, but there must have been stats. There was always been stats in football.
Because yeah, when you look at goals, when you look at their tackle success rate, maybe whatever it was called at the time, it still starts. It's just that maybe these days, clubs do pay a lot more attention to it,
Yeah.
or maybe it's become something that the fans are more aware, uh, like more aware about of its existence than they were at those days. There's no way. It has always been there. Maybe,
Everybody has always been there. What
yeah,
brought it about was it became a buzzword.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
Bowley said, "Oh, that they do their players by look. You know, they scout their players by looking at the stats, and that the previous ownership there wasn't enough stats. He didn't say there wasn't any stats. He just felt there wasn't enough, and that was just an opinion. It doesn't mean to say that it wasn't happening, but you know, fans." Take these things and run away with it and then over exaggerate it.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Eric Ten Hag. Yeah, that was the name I was looking for at the time. Thank you for helping me. And we don't want, and this here says, let me see what else we have here. Um, and we don't want players with bad attitude. We don't. It's an issue. And as I said before, he, I don't think he's a bad player, but he's not that good that you'd say, yeah, you take him with this attitude. No, he's not that good, honestly. But let's see. My belief at the moment, is just that it's all rumors, honestly. To sign for Chelsea, African players should have dreads or breads. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there right now. I'm not in the mood for that sort of thing. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding time to join the show this particular afternoon. Marky Newman is saying, not gonna lie, I'd rather have Martinelli than Neto on the wings. I think Neto offers a lot more, in my opinion. But yeah, we all see things differently. So for a reason, Mike and Neum, you prefer Neto, and you prefer Martinelli, but I prefer Neto. Big up to you too. The Prince is here. Why are Chelsea going for Garnacho? There's no way to tell if that's in fact the case. And I've asked you guys if you've watched Fabrizio's video. Do let us know if you talked about Garnacho going to United, please. I want to know. Okay, I shout you out. What are you selling? Onions, beans, rice? Are you talking about a video? So, Nani Madueke is Iron Robin with zero end product. Wow. Let's see. Nani is our best winger so far. Give Estevao a bit of time, bro. Not yet. Estevao definitely will need time, but we never know whether if he comes in, he'd hit the ground running, or maybe we'll need time. Some players don't, some players do. Do I think he's going to need time? Possibly, I don't know, but I'm prepared. That he's gonna need time. That's how I see it. From Vince, West Ham are considering making a move for Chelsea's goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. It makes sense. He's a former manager. He worked under him at Brighton, and the Graham Potter likes him. So chances are he's gonna make that move. And I think if we sense that he would want to move to West Ham United, I think we'll push to sign a goalkeeper. And given Fabrizio's report a few days ago that there are agents behind the scenes are offering their clients to Chelsea, goalkeepers to be more specific, and that a particular report they say something to the effect of Chelsea looking at goalkeepers from a particular time that report did mention. I can't quite remember, but here's it. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate that, my brother. Even though I don't like you, but I appreciate the news. Chelsea and Manchester United are aware of the opportunity of Nkunku and Garnacho. No negotiations yet. It's going to be a difficult one. So thank you. That's some closure. You would I think it'd be correct to call it that. That's according to the transfer guru himself. Do I think it will happen? I mean, the possibility is there. They won. They won Nkunku, and we've always been linked with a move for Garnacho, but I'd say don't do it, really. But I'm prepared for life with Garnacho as a Chelsea player because he may well happen. I've learned a lot of lessons from the time we were told that. Yeah, I think who was that told me that? I think it was Dante that. No, it was Uncle Justus that mentioned. Yeah, definitely, the lap is the one that's going to end up joining Chelsea. And I thought I did say to him, no, I don't think it's the lab because they told us they would sell 99 players and use the money to buy an important player. But if you look at um, some factors, I mean, the lab is arguably an important player. We needed a striker. We needed a more traditional number nine, and he is that. You could argue he's important from the given the fact that he's worked under the manager played alongside Cole Palmer under the same manager. So those factors, you could look at them and say, yeah, that's why he's considered an important signing. All right. Let's see, Bobby, what do you think? So if there's a possibility it happens.
Sorry, I was trying to I was trying to unmute. Who's this? Garnacho? Are you there, Coach? Hello, Coach. Can't hear you. I can't see you. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I had to take care of something quickly.
Yep. So who's this you're talking about? Garnacho?
Yeah, just let me read that
You
out for
see,
you.
once
It just
again,
reads that
I, I,
Chelsea and Manchester United are aware of the opportunities of Nkunku and Garnacho. That is the opportunity of the possibility of a swap deal happening because they want Nkunku. We've
coach,
heard that before, and
coach.
we've always again we've been linked with a move for Garnacho for a while now. So that presents, you can say, an opportunity for the clubs to talk and see if a swap deal, a straight swap deal, is possible. But these days, you hardly ever see a straight swap deal. I think one of the clubs will ask for money.
Yeah, I mean, there's this is the time of year. There's going to be things that are said, but this is Fantasy Island. It's not happening, Coach. This is Man United are very good at media. Their agents are very good. They're trying to flog Garnacho for money. Garnacho himself is trying to go somewhere. So they're inventing these stories, putting them out there. Chelsea fan base and a few other people are just lapping it up. Man United have financial issues. They're trying to buy players. Players don't want to come to them. Players that they're trying to get rid of are on very high wages, and they need to move them on. So they're trying to peddle stories. Garnacho ain't coming to Chelsea. I won't say that as a certainty, but I don't think we're looking at that player. I think this is another fantasy.
Okay, I'm going to counter you. I think we are, and I
Yeah,
think it may well happen. The signs have been there for a while now, Bobby. But let's see what happens.
yeah. I
Hopefully
mean,
not. Hopefully not,
remember
because his attitude stinks. Go ahead.
remember what I said earlier. When you have a story going on for so long, yap, 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 yap. Maybe it's coming from Fabrizio, and nobody else. Ornstein hasn't confirmed it. It's not happening. Look at the Mike Mignon situation. The one thing that worried me about that situation was that there was absolutely nothing to this day that ever came out from David Ornstein. Nothing. It was all Fab and then a little bit of Ben Jacobs, but nothing. And when Ornstein isn't involved, it usually doesn't happen. Ornstein has said nothing about Garnacho. People talking about Garnacho are people like Vince, PYS, and these are just fans looking to create their own little attention grabbing and sensation. But you're right to think it can happen because it's been talked about a lot. But the fact that it's being talked about doesn't, in my view, mean to say that it's going to happen.
Let's see what happens. I hope it doesn't. Once again, I've said this a billion times, but I'm gonna keep saying I'm not saying he's a bad player, but his attitude stinks. If you give me a good player whose attitude stinks, I will let you know. Yeah, that comes with the territory of being good, which was why I was saying that I don't even mind Ryan Chucky's reported attitude issues. That I wanted Chelsea to sign him. I like him a lot. But Garnacho's case is not that good, really. But let's see. Maresca says a lot of things that turn out to be wow. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Can we watch our language, Chelsea Ultra? Let's see. And Arsenal want to sign up. Yeah, we got to that in a bit. We have that lined up. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Okay, I don't know. Marking Newman saying Nkunku and Caicedo in the midfield could work. No, 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 no. Nkunku cannot press, irrespective of where you deploy him. And if you deploy him in the central area, I think it makes the situation worse. Yeah, it's a risk. No, 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 no. No one says starts well looked at, but I'm just saying I get your point. I just had to counter. I am referring to status. Okay, taking the center stage, starts taking the center stage nowadays. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I did say something to that effect too when I read your comment where you talked about the stats are killing you. I don't think things
Look at
are.
the other story they're pushing, Vlahovic. I mean, it's
Yeah,
comical.
yeah, yeah. I don't think things are done differently these days. It's just that a lot more people know about how statistics are used in football, or maybe clubs are using it a lot more. Maybe I just don't know how it's to see, but I know it has always existed. Let's say what else do we have? You keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I'm looking for comments, serious comments. This team building at Chelsea is 100% on stats rather than proper squad building. That's my point. I understand where you're going. But I think we're good. We don't need too many signings for this team to start cooking, actually. I think with one more left back, one more left back, you could argue maybe one more CB. I think we're good actually, but I'll wait. I have strong belief that they will do the right thing this time because if they miss it this time again, it's gonna take a while for that for any sort of corrective measures we take to work. But I understand where you're coming from, and it can be frustrating. But I think the signs are good. It doesn't look like we're in a hurry to sign players for the sake of it. Gittens, for me, will be an excellent signing. Yep. Hopefully, we get a much better goalkeeper than the ones we have right now. Except for Jorgensen, who's still very young, good potential. The other ones, ooh, especially to be more specific, Robin Sanchez isn't. It shouldn't be at Chelsea, in my opinion, irrespective of how he finished the season. Hello to you too, Charles. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I'm gonna scroll past a lot so that we can start addressing the items we have lined up here. To tell the truth, Liam hasn't reached the level to lead Chelsea LC in the front line. But here's the thing: my hope is start somewhere before every player. Maybe Chelsea is that place and sign again. Everything, the stage is set for him at Chelsea. Given the fact he's worked under Enzo Maresca at Man City Academy, where he scored 27 goals in 22 games. That's nearly, yeah, that's actually more goals. He overperformed his XG actually. I haven't actually paid attention to that aspect. And he did play alongside Cole Palmer and Romero Lavia. So Chelsea practically is home for him. So I'm not concerned. I strongly believe he will succeed at Chelsea for those reasons, actually. So we're gonna move on to the Nkunku is a very good eight. I think we've given opportunity in that position. As I said before, the biggest problem is that he just cannot press. And in the Premier League, I think it'd be correct to argue for any team to succeed in the Premier League, you'd have to have a number nines that are good at pressing, but he's not. And the issue is that it doesn't matter where you play him. Pressing isn't his thing, actually. Defensive actions just count him out. All right, let's see. Nkunku, this may well happen, but nothing serious at this point since the transfer agreement himself did say no negotiations. But the two clubs are aware that, yeah, the possibility for a swap deal does exist. But this one now, this is refused to go away. This is refused to go away, which reads that's from Sacha Volieri. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. It reads Chelsea are long-term admirers of Dusan Vlahovic. Shocking, right? Yeah, I'm just learning about that. Dusan Vlahovic remain attentive to his situation and could, under certain conditions, be tempted by the Vlahovic opportunity. So it's not like we're all out for him right now. We're just aware that, yeah, he's definitely leaving Juventus this summer, and it looks like there aren't too many clubs interested in signing him. I think you could argue he's injury prone, hardly ever finishes the season without getting injured several times and being out for a while. You could argue that's the reason why Juve at this point they're tired. They just want to let him go. Yeah. Let's be honest with you. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 23 likes, but we can do a lot better than that. We still have 17 people following the show, a total of 100, but only 17 on YouTube. How's Nkunku a good 8? Do you know how hard? It depends on the overall team approach. Yeah, your 8 doesn't have to be a workaholic. It depends on overall the manager's overall approach. Yeah. We needed Mayan, in my opinion, but we cannot because of the fact we needed him and again overpay for him. It just doesn't make sense. All right, my boss, I really do not want to read that. Okay, I've read it, but I'm not going to read it out for people. People are here to listen, to participate in a conversation with about players that Chelsea have been linked with. So if that makes sense, so Dusan Vlahovic to Chelsea. I don't know if he can stay fit. I'd say bring him. He's a fine finisher, shoots, and I think I did a scouting for Chelsea episode with Mikhail, a very good friend of mine, where Mikhail talked about how if Dusan Vlahovic hits the ball, he stays hit. He can shoot very well. Does a lot more than just wait in the box for the crosses to come so he can put them away and all that. I do like him as a player. My biggest concern is whether he's capable of staying fit for a prolonged period and not get injured every now and then. And again, play 10 games, get injured, stays out for 1,000 years. I haven't paid attention to his injury record of late. Maybe he's become better, but the question is, why are you looking to why are you looking to I wouldn't say dump him, but since, yeah, it's clear that he's definitely leaving Juve, something isn't quite working out for him there. Maybe he's not been able to replicate the sort of form he showed before they signed him. Because even before Juve signed him, we were also interested in signing him at the time. I really do like him. Any 8 in any structure needs to work hard. It depends on the manager's approach. But I understand where you're coming from. But Nkunku can actually play as an 8. But if he plays an 8, you have a lazy 8. That which was, let's just stick with, for me, I don't think it depends on the manager anyway. He's not that guy that you, in any team that you look at, pressing isn't his thing. Defensive actions or defensive contributions just count him out, honestly. But that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Dusan Vlahovic to Chelsea. What do you think? Bring Bill. I'd say if he can stay fit, but there's no way to say that he can actually stay fit for a prolonged period. So I say bring if that's a way to find out. I don't know what I think we can do better than him right now. I think as a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that ship has sailed. Bobby, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, yet again, I just think that's what I call Fantasy Island. I don't think we're looking at him. Yet again, he's a player with injury issues. I think we've had enough of that. I'll tell you who Juve has got that will interest me in particular is Yildiz.
Yeah,
Yildiz.
yeah, yeah. Yildiz.
Um,
I don't know how you pronounce that correctly.
Now that's a player, and that's a player that that would be worth the purchase because he's a very good finisher, very good left winger as well. So, but who knows whether Juve will be able will want to get rid of him, and
I
you know,
think the asking price is the issue.
yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, as I keep saying, a lot of people are just inventing stuff. Vlahovic was something that was on our radar 2 seasons ago. We never went for it, unfortunately, or we went for it and there was some snags with
In
prices.
Juve, yeah, when Juve before Juve signed him, we were interested. I think we were seriously interested at the time, and I
Mm.
think also his preference was to join Juve and not come to us at the time. But go ahead, what you were saying.
My understanding was he was already a Juve player when we were after him, and his issue was his wages that he wanted. That's how I understood it at the time, but it's irrelevant now. If he wanted big wages then, he's certainly going to want big wages now. And he's not really what we would be looking at, even if one did want him. Yildiz is a different thing. He's a younger player, more within our age range. I don't think his wages are that um, outrageous, and anything that Chelsea would give him would be an improvement. So I don't know, but obviously the asking price would be high. Do we need him? Not if we get our wingers right. There's been an awful lot of noise being made about Gittens. Okay, well, do the deal. This is the thing, there's talk, 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 talk. Do the effing deal. It's gone beyond talking now. Everybody's bored with it. I'm tired of it. We go on and on. It's as if we're trying to create sagas out of non sagas. Just do the effing deal. Okay, I understand he's at the Club World Cup at the moment, and it's just pointless. I want what I don't like a lot of is the way Chelsea sporting directors have been going about the transfer market in the summer. They do a lot of stupid things. They overpaid for Caicedo because they played around too much. They tried to be too clever, and then Liverpool came and inflated the price. Although Liverpool, quite clearly were very happy to spend
Was
more.
it not Bali was in charge at the time, not them?
No, it was them. It was last season. Remember, that was the transfer saga of the
But
summer.
at the time, you could also say competition was a factor at the time. That
There was
Liverpool they were
there was only
interested too.
there was only competition at the end. There was no competition. We kept playing and playing because they from the beginning Brighton said 100 million, and we were messing around. They were about to even accept 90, and we wouldn't go that high. Eventually, Liverpool came in and dropped us at 105 or 100 and something, and it became silly. We waste a lot of time unnecessarily, and sometimes we do things quickly. We blindside everybody, like we did for Pedro Neto. But quite a lot of the time, we faff about, like with what's his name, this left winger that we're after from Dortmund. Please remind me his name. I'm going through a bit of a moment. I can't think. Gittens. I can't understand why, if indeed we are after Gittens and he is a priority, why we don't close the deal. What are we waiting for?
Because Bobby, we can't. They were. You could say the signs that we were desperate to take him to the Club World Cup, and we're trying to get the Club World Cup tax
Yeah,
plus,
but that's
you
past
know,
now.
yeah, so I'm no, even
That's past.
already people are saying we shouldn't pay how much they're asking. It's not our fault, honestly. I'm happy that we didn't just bend over and let them, you know what. But here's the thing: the kid wants to join us, and if that's the case, there are no other clubs interested. And if Ibal, the Bayern director, he's openly said that yeah, Gittens wants to join Chelsea. I think that's it. The kid will come to us, and I think we should be strategic and not just overpay for players or sign players for the sake of signing players. I don't think it's time to start panicking. Actually, we're just how many days
No, I'm
into
I'm
a
not
very long
panicking.
transfer window. I think we
Uh,
don't need too many signings. We're loaded in the midfield
we
area. I think
we need
good
wingers.
opportunities,
We need
some other
left back.
opportunities will also
We
present
need
themselves, which means we'll go for the best. But go ahead with what you were saying.
we need Kudus because of how Palmer's playing. We need that alternative. We need another winger or two. We need a left back for sure. We need left back cover. Let's not kid around. I still don't understand what the issue is with Gittins. What are they saying? They're saying 55 million. We're saying 40 what? Um, 42
And when
million.
the player wants to join you, you don't overpay. And what probably he's told us that yeah, he wants to come to us and us alone. Why overpay?
Okay,
You get
okay.
my point, Bobby.
Yeah, I get it. There will always be negotiation. The only thing is these things don't do the player any good. And the players need time to settle into their new clubs, into their environment. The only good thing about Gittins is that the coaching staff and some of the players he knows already. But settling into a team takes time. You've got to move into the area, you've got to find living accommodation, register with the GP as we do in this country. I know the club will help with a lot of that, but there's a sort of acclimatization required. And I'm not just talking about atmospheric temperature, I'm talking about just cultural settling in and so on. This is why I'm adamant that Esteval William is going to take time because this is a whole new ball game. He's a little boy. He's been in Brazil all his life. That's where his family is. And now you're shifting him over to London. Yeah, London is a conducive place, a nice place, but it needs time. He needs to get his bearings. He needs to move into his living accommodation. He needs to, I don't want to say too much or sort of look like I'm bragging, but back in the day, I remember the time where young players coming into Chelsea was a lot different then. I remember the whole Robert Huth situation. And in those days, you looked for sort of foster families for the kid. And I had a little bit of a hand in finding him a family to take care of him. And, you had to settle in with them. And it's not easy. It's not, it takes time. So the sooner you get it done, like Liverpool, Arsenal, all these people, Man City, they get their business done quickly in time. So you now start seeing people like that guy that they got from, is it Leon or whatever, the guy you like so much. He's now performing. He's scoring goals at the Club World Cup. Why? Because he's settled quickly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But it looks like we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
have
understand what you're saying. I do understand. The sooner we sign the players, the quicker the more time they have to settle before the league
exactly,
starts and all that. It
exactly.
does make sense. But
That
yeah,
will
I
help.
do understand. Yeah.
That's going to help Liam Delap a lot because he's coming early. He's gone to the Club World Cup with the team. He's settling. You know, his living accommodation. There's time for it to be getting taken care of, and this is an English boy who understands where he is. He's played in the Premier League. Okay, Gittens is an English lad as well. He's played at least in the Midlands, but having gone to Germany, now coming back home, it's a transition. So get him in, get him settled, get him into the club and used to the groove of the club, and it's all good. However, I don't want to moan too much. Let's see what happens. We're trying to get a good price. Yeah, it's understandable, but don't haggle too long. Don't haggle too long, because this is when somebody else will look at it and say, "Well, what are they
I
messing
think
around
Bayern
with?"
tried to do that too, which
Ex-
is why we're
Exactly.
not hearing it that yeah they're not going to push further because yeah he told Kleb basically told them yeah Chelsea's where I want to go, and that changes a lot. You could
It does.
argue that's
It
the
does.
reason why we're not in a hurry because the player wants to come to us.
Well, it depends. Look what happened with Caicedo. Caicedo wanted to come with us. Didn't stop Liverpool dropping 100 and was it 105, 115 million on the table. And then the club accepted it, but then they took it back to him again. And Caicedo said, "No, I've agreed with Chelsea. I'm coming." Caicedo was the person that brought that deal to us. The only thing that happened was that the club said, "Okay, he's going to Chelsea." But what that means is, because they've dropped this amount, Chelsea are going to have to pay more, and that kind of thing can happen with Gittens. That's why you don't drag things out for too long. After a while, you look at it, you say, "Okay, let's do it. Drop something that will tempt them." 42 and 52, the 55, the gap is too long. Drop 50 and be done with it. They'll pick up 50. But you're dragging it, and someone will come and say, "Right, I really want him. I'll drop 60." The club, Dortmund, say, "Oh, okay, I want 60." Gittens, you sure you still want to go to Chelsea? He'll say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I want Chelsea." They'll say, "All right, Chelsea, you want this geezer? These guys have dropped 60. You're going to have to drop 65." Then you're overpaying beyond reason, which is what happened with us and Caicedo. We had to break the British transfer record. He's worth every penny, but why wait so long? That's my only argument. Why wait so long? It's not necessary. Nobody else does it that way. No, none of the other big clubs do it that way. They're more decisive. They come in. Okay, I want this player. How much is the player? All right, we'll try and knock it down. They'll talk and talk and talk. Then they'll say, right, we drop the money down. That's why you're a big club. Simple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. From what again, it depends on the perspective. What do you want us to talk about him? I just don't. I just want to know. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. So Vic says that Bali was only ever in charge of transfer negotiations for 6 months. Okay. Okay. I didn't know. I did ask a question. So stop fighting me. And I never told you I love him. Let's see what else you have here. Coach is glad we didn't bend over, even though we offered them 50. And a lot of people think we've offered too much by offering 50. Okay, they asked for they asked for it in the final hours, and the fee is now 55. Maybe I've not been paying attention as much as I should. So yeah, okay. Let's see. Would love to see
It's beginning
Malo
to go
Gusto
up now.
go to Bayern. I'm coming. Just 1 second. Go ahead, Bobby. Were you saying something? Looks like you're somewhere windy, Bobby.
Yeah, yeah. It's the temperature is really, really hot, so I've got a big fan going on here.
Oh, okay. All
Um,
right. Let's see. What else we have here? Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all. And Arjun is saying I would personally give McGee a chance this season. He had performed good in the Conference League, and we could promote him to Premier League. I think
yeah,
he's had opportunities in the Premier League, and he wasn't bad. He was just uh, he was just unlucky that he got injured after Nicolas Jackson got injured. Had that not been the case, I think he would have played quite a lot. And you never know, maybe he set a claim for a starting place in the team, but they got injured in the same game. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was exactly what happened. I don't believe we will sell Gusto. I don't believe so. Not right now, because how much I believe how much the club will ask. I don't think Bayern will be able to meet it. until they believe in James staying fit, then he will go. And I don't think so. If the manager needs him, I don't think
He's
they'd
not.
sell him. The only
He's
reason
not
they sell
going
Gusto
anywhere.
is the manager feels like, okay, he doesn't really need him. He's not been able to learn to operate the way he wants him to operate.
He's not
Yeah,
going anywhere, coach.
yeah. Go ahead, Bobby.
He's not going anywhere. Maresca likes him. Maresca uses him. This is another fantasy island. You know, people sit down and start fantasizing rubbish. Well, why? What is? It doesn't even make any sense. Bayern hasn't even approached him. It's move on. Yes, that's all I say.
No, it
I want to
doesn't.
hear
No.
something that's feasible. The Nkunku situation is more feasible than this, and even a big question mark is on it because Maresca likes him as well.
Yeah, before you start complaining, my boss, read what he said in the last. Understand, context is important. Let's see what we have here. Chelsea Ultra is saying we will keep recycling players this way. I mean, it's business. We will keep the best, and if we buy you and you don't work out, or if you push the lift, we'll sell you. But it's not as if we're buying them, putting them on the shelf and saying, okay, we have player A, B, C, D. If you want them, come, let's negotiate. No, we buy them with the intent of them, you can say, helping us become better. Let me just use a more relatable term. But if it doesn't work out, we're moving on. No need, no sentiment. But fans will always see it the way they see it. And in the case of Andrey Santos, why would you call that mistreatment? I just don't understand. It's not like he plays in a position where we lack numbers. And I get it, people will bring up the argument that why would we had a defender in the midfield area when we could have given them an opportunity. The defender we had there, uh, was he a box to box midfielder? No. But here's the thing: Santos will get his chance. This is how it works. Under normal circumstances, without pressure from the fan base, the sort of pressure that I think, for me, nothing actually. It doesn't. The pressure from the fan base for Andrés Sanchez to get a chance, it doesn't move a needle. It doesn't. This is the way it works. And we played just 2 games. I love Andrés Santos and I want him to stay. And I'm quite sure he's staying. But one thing I did say yesterday, I did say, yeah, he will stay, he will be here. But one thing I say, by the time 25-26 stops, we'll start hearing about 1 or 2 midfielders pushing or wanting to leave, or whether it truthfully or maybe just content creators gaslighting people, it will happen. But here's the thing. Let's not go that far. Andrés Santos stays, but I don't think it's okay to say he's been mistreated because, yeah, we played how many games? 20 games, and he hasn't actually played a single minute. Of course, we played just 2 games. That's the point. And this is a serious competition. Even if the manager rotates players in the midfield area, there are players ahead of him. There are players in the squad that are defenders that understand how the manager wants them to operate if played in the midfield area. I don't see where the outrage is coming from. I don't see I don't see justifiable reasons for the outrage we're seeing. It just doesn't make sense. That's not how clubs operate. You've seen players join clubs for 70, 80 million, and in the first few games sit on the bench. There are things you don't do. Actually, there are things when you do them, they can create issues in the dressing room. And if I know, Houston, the kid, for 2 consecutive seasons, 3 maybe, he's done something that showed he's a very patient kid. He's willing to Buy this time until he gets the opportunity, and then he proves he should be starting. And we have lots of games to play. He's proven that he can be patient. And in Nigeria, they say, "Why are you drinking medicine for a headache uh, that's bothering someone else?" It just doesn't make sense to say he's being mistreated. No, it doesn't matter. And the right back in question, Rhys James, who's also can operate as a midfielder. And but the context is he understands how the manager wants to operate more than Santos, who just started training under the manager for how long? Context is important. He will get his chance. I don't think he goes anywhere. He's going to play a lot of games in the Champions League, club games in the Premier League. But can we start acting as if, you know, it's the end of the world because we played two games and the kid, yeah, he's not been, he hasn't played a single minute yet. It's nothing. How about Mamadou Sarr? You could say the same thing about him. They're both in the camp. All right. To play a right back in the midfield, alienate him, then blame him for requesting to leave. Here's the thing: if he requests to leave because Reece James played in the midfield and he didn't get to play, bye, Felicia. And that's how I see it. Good thing we don't lack numbers in that position. But I think it's not going anywhere. And probably the kid, the manager, probably, most definitely, I think, explained to him why he didn't play those two games. And probably he understands and knows his time will come. Look, he's not here to come be the water boy or ball boy. He's earned his place in the team. But the competition, irrespective of how you see the Club World Cup, I get it. It's no ordinary preseason because of how much that's involved. You that's not how clubs operate. You'd have to be desperate for a player to come and become a starter immediately. You're sending the wrong message. People talk about how he could be alienated, but you don't talk about the possibility of him of if he starts over. You can say those that have been training under the manager, how that could actually lead to issues in the dressing room. There are so many ways to see it. Honestly, it just doesn't make sense. Two games into the competition, and people are starting, to. Bobby, let me hear your thoughts on this issue.
Um, Andrey Santos.
Yeah,
Andrey,
the fans outrage that yeah, he's not played a single minute in the Club World Cup.
it's ridiculous. I felt there was an opportunity against what's the name of the people we played before that just played um, Brazilian team. Help me, coach. Come on. Um, what's the name of the Brazilian team we just played?
Flamingos.
Yeah, Flamingo. I think there was an opportunity to perhaps play him, but we don't know the training conditions. We don't know whether he's picking things up. I know that the training isn't full training, so any player coming in, it will take them just that little bit longer to get the instructions right. I think there has to be patience. It's that simple. Will he get an opportunity in this game? I hope so. It would be good to see him. It would be good to see him be given a run out. But all the panicking, and yet again they start the rumors. Oh, he's going to be leaving. Oh, I know they like Bayern at the moment, as if Bayern don't have enough players. I've seen their squad; they're packed. But yeah, they've always got room for a Chelsea rumor, haven't they? Because they'll always have enough space to squeeze in one more Chelsea player. I mean, it's ridiculous. Um, oh, Bayern want him. This person wants him. After Bayern, the next one they like to talk about is Arsenal. I think we need to wait and see. Give it time. He knows he needs some time, some measure of time. He's in direct competition with
He's not
Enzo.
going anywhere.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's transfer season, so ultimately anything can happen, but it's not likely that it will happen with him. With the workload, I mean, Enzo was saying today that Chelsea have played 60 games as a club now and counting. Players have played more than that and counting. And if you include internationals and so on, you're talking of
Yeah.
even more as well. So these players are tired, and there needs to be rotation. He said that himself. So let's wait and see. But yeah, fans will always be impatient. Some of them are impatient because they want to see him play. Some of them are just mischievous. It's another rumor mill to start going to create sensation. I've come to see that we have a new fashion over the past few seasons amongst the fan base, and that's sensationalism. They like to have sensations and scandals and things like that to talk about. Um,
Here's the most dangerous thing, Bobby. If those big accounts, if the growth they've experienced, if the growth was driven up by provocation, it's usually difficult for them to stop behaving in a normal way, because if they do, they're not going to see the measure of engagement they've seen in the past. So they probably, or they will almost always go back to what has worked for them.
oh yeah, yeah. Most of them, that's what it is. Most of them, even content creators, they are in that habit now. Oh, what's the next scandal we can push? And they can't seem to be able to create news without creating scandal. Now, I appreciate these things are very difficult things to do because you are more or less talking about news that has been out there already. But there's a difference between discussing news and just discussing gossip and rumors. And after a while, people get bored of rumors. There are many content creators that I was very fond of. I don't even watch anymore because of this sort of thing. Um, sometimes I get bored because it's going to be, oh, this Chelsea player is going here. This Chelsea's and it's nonsense. You look at the reels, hours upon hours spent doing rumors. Um, for me, I wouldn't even bother posting if that's all there is to post. It's not a problem if there's no news. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if there's no news. But wait until there's news so you have credibility. Because this sort of thing takes away credibility. So we have all these accounts that have spurned their credibility and gone with the noise. And in a way, it's probably because they have all these um, young, innocent followers who lap up every single thing that comes their way and don't really think it through.
It's an unfortunate situation. So it's not something that will go away. It will still be there. And I've taken my time to look at it and realize, yeah, that's the case. And my advice to up and coming content creators: if you let if you let provocation drive your growth, be prepared to stick with it. Otherwise, you at some point you start experiencing stagnation, and you have to go back to being provocative for your platform to continue to grow. To grow. Here's the thing, Chelsea Ultra, we're not fighting. This is a sort of conversation we enjoy here, because we try to put two and two together and come to a sensible conclusion. In my opinion, I don't think he's been mistreated, and people, you could argue, understandably outraged that he didn't get to play because we had a defender in the midfield. But context, as I've said before, those deployed, the player in question deployed in the midfield area, he knows how the manager wants him to play. That's the most important thing. How the manager wants whoever plays in that position to apply themselves, and now that qualities that they bring to the table that the manager maybe feels like he needed at the time. But people aren't paying attention to that. And remember, it's not an area of big concern to us. So if it wasn't that player in question who played there, we had Lavia on the bench. We had Asugo on the bench too. So it's not an area of concern for us. And we didn't lose that game because that player in question played in that particular position. I've asked people that question whenever they come up with he didn't play, but we play. I said, was that the reason why we lost the game? Because the truth remains, had we won that game, I don't think we'll be hearing a lot. We'll still hear some questions regarding why Andrey Santos didn't get to play a few minutes on that day, but it won't be as much. So this is just much ado about nothing, in my opinion. If you get, I know you don't think you know how we operate here. We don't have an echo chamber here. Everybody's opinion matters here. You bring your opinion, we debate. I presented my counter opinion. I don't think it's been mistreated, in my opinion. For me, the fans outrage, and I'm not saying, I think I've seen your subsequent contribution in the comment. I'm not saying you are outraged, but I think fans are outraged. Yeah. Dragging a deal for a player with multiple suitors makes no sense, coach. But if you are one of the suitors and he wants to join you, irrespective of how many offers he has on the table, I don't think it makes sense to just pay what they're asking. And did you see Maxi Bau's comment? Gittens wants to join Chelsea. That's from Bayern's director, Maxi Bau.
That's a very big statement.
Yeah. For Maxi Bauer to have said that, which means they've tried and they've seen it, yeah, the kid wants to go back to England. That's how it's been phrased for a while now. But for Maxi Bauer to have said that, I think that's it. Do I think that's maybe definitely it means he joins us? We've seen worse before. We've seen a player on the verge of starting medical at certain clubs and ended up joining another club. But it's a good sign. The fact that the kid wants to come back to England and he's agreed a 7-year deal with Chelsea. And clubs do pay attention. You don't want to do something that will, you can say, ruin any sort of relationship you have with a club like Chelsea. Because in the future, you might want to sign a player for Chelsea. And we could, for the reason of what you did to us, at a certain point say, yeah, we don't want to deal with you. So, but it's no guarantee they might as well get him to change his mind. But you get my point. Yeah, and Dragon, young Bobby, I must say you're correct from the perspective that if you let it drag on, it could lead to you missing out on the player if you have multiple offers on the table for that particular player. But he's made it clear he wants to come back to England and he wants to join Chelsea and he's agreed a 7-year contract with Chelsea. The only thing that's left is for Chelsea to reach an agreement with Dortmund. And that's it. So I'm not too concerned. Is that or does that guarantee that he comes to Chelsea? I would say don't hold your breath because anything can change. So currently, full time, PSG they've beaten Seattle Sounders by 2-0. Goals from the former Napoli guy. I can't pronounce his name. Kvaratskhelia, or how do you pronounce it? And then Hakimi. Then Atletico Madrid also did win. Let me see how the table in that group looks. So Atletico Madrid out of the competition. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Is that correct? No. No. Let me wait. What game is still on? Atletico Madrid game is still on.
Who's
But
in that
on goal
group?
difference, I think they're probably
Juventus is in that group, aren't they?
no. It's that group is PSG, Botafogo, Atletico Madrid, and Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders is at the bottom of the table.
So Atleti is playing Botafogo right now.
Yeah, and they're winning 1-0, but they still have -1 goal. But Botafogo still has +1, so it could still change because that game is still on. So Atletico could still go through. You never know. If they score one now, I think that changes a lot. So Chelsea Ultra, I think I read this on the other window before I highlight it. And Santos cost 40 million, and it's now well, at least yeah. But here's the thing: one thing you haven't learned about these owners: if you're really good, they're gonna keep you. they will try to keep you, irrespective of how much clubs are willing to pay for you. Yeah. It's not, people think they just, what they're doing is to buy players. The only thing they have in mind is to buy players, then they get their values up and sell them. No. They buy plenty, pay attention to who is the best amongst the rest. They will pick you, plug you into Chelsea team, and then be paying it. And then if at any time you're not patient enough to wait to get the chance, and you want to push, if you push the lead, they're selling. But as I've said before, they don't they don't have a store where they sell players, buy them, put them on the shelf, and start looking for buyers. No, they don't do that. Enzo Caicedo and Lavia were almost very expensive, no profit. We will do all we can to keep them. Wesley Fofana the same. Wesley Fofana, I'm not sure what to make of his situation, and I'm not sure what the club, what they're gonna end up doing with him. But that's by the way. Kojo says, trust me, if they overprice Gittens, the board will walk away. It's a possibility, given the fact that we've inquired. We've looked at what's his name, Fofana Malik, spelled Malick. I actually misspelled it because my brain just got me to think, yeah, it's spelled Malik rather. But that's by the way. Let's see. Not playing Santos. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Really. No worries. You're good. What else do we have here? I understand. I feel like we need to wait for big games because Maresca might be cooking. I believe he's cooking something special. I've not seen anything that suggests he's not going to do well at Chelsea, but I think we do need to sign him the sort of wingers that we want. Yeah, and Gittens is one of them. I actually do like Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's now experienced, he's matured, but unfortunately, some Chelsea fans don't probably tell you Noni Madueke is better. Numbers say Madueke is better, but Callum Hudson-Odoi is more of Maresca type of player than what's his name, Noni Madueke, in my opinion. But I have a video that I'm working on that I'll release. No need to talk about it too much. When you watch it, you get to understand. What else do we have here? Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the channel. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. I will scroll past quite a lot of your comments there because I have 41 comments that I haven't read. As much as I like to interact with you, my goodness, I cannot read all of them. It's enjoyable, but at the same time, I'm human, and we're not going to be here forever in terms of the duration of the show. Garnacho to Chelsea, could it work? I don't know. But I'm going by. Yes, then. I'm not saying Garnacho is a bad player. I don't know if you've heard the saying, one man's poison is another man's meat. There's no way to foretell whether he's going to succeed or fail at Chelsea. But I think the turnoff for most people is his attitude. That's the thing. He has good, you could say, character in terms of fighting. He fights, but his attitude for me, I think it's too much, really. If he's a really good player, then I'd say, yeah, take him with his attitude. But I don't think he's that good that I say, yeah, fine, get him with his attitude. But you never know. Chances are he comes to Chelsea and he becomes the most behaved player at the club. You never know. Gittens wants to join Chelsea, period. Yeah, that changes a lot. What else do we have here? Gittens is English with Barbadian descent. Okay, Barbadian? Okay. I don't know a lot of stuff. Jeez. All right. Maxi Ball didn't say Gittens wants to join Chelsea. Did we not see that? What did he say? Who said had a meeting with BVB, but the assumption of the media remains Gittens wants to. Did they mention assumption there? Let me find that particular. I'll find that particular report in a bit. I just don't want my system to shine down. So I believe you're correct, but I think maybe the assumption, and Gittens himself, for the fact that he's agreed a 7-year contract with Chelsea. Yeah, he wants to join Chelsea. So I'm not sure how else to see it. I think I thought my phone was ringing, but something else there. All right, Shay Wendy, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Big up, Coach. I just joined. I have missed. Lateness is greatness. Yeah, for you only. I'm not gonna say that for a lot of people. I thought Vic typed something. Okay, the Max about thing was what I saw on the screen to the right. So yeah, I was looking for it here. I've already read it. So what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes and the likes do go along with 27 likes. We can do a lot better than that. And since games have ended, I think we can go on for a little bit more. And I know Bobby will be going to bed soon because it's late for him. Okay. Sacha Sacha Tavolieri. I can't pronounce that. But Heston, it says that the report reads that while Chelsea reached out to Olympique Lyonnais for information on the deal last week, on the deal, the possibility of signing Malik Fofana, it's Liverpool that remains genuinely interested in Fofana. So we're not that interested. So our priority clearly is to get the Gittens deal over the line. And I still think it's going to happen. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine, Chelsea Ultra. I understand. I thank you for letting us know. But you'll be all right, okay? So I wanted Gittins over him when we addressed that report that we actually reached out to Olympique Lyonnais. I was concerned that we're gonna switch focus to him and fulfill our pursuit of our Gittins. But I'm happy. It looks like the priority is to get the Gittins deal over the line, and we're still in constant negotiation with Dortmund. I think we will get that deal over the line. I'm not concerned. And Vic, thanks for the correction there. You're saying Max Abad didn't say that. You said media speculation. But even at that, I'd still say, yeah, he wants to join Chelsea. The fact that he's agreed 7-year contract with us and wasn't happy that the lack of agreement led to him not not getting the chance to represent Chelsea at Club World Cup. So yeah, let me see how that game, Atletico Madrid game, again, let's see, must have ended by now. So let me see. Yep, they won. So they're out. Yep, only PSG followed by Botafogo. Atletico Madrid didn't qualify. All right, interesting. A question here. What do you guys think about African soccer team representing Africa? I think the most two teams. What was it? Mamelodi Sundown. They went toe to toe with the South African side. They went toe to toe with who was it? I think it was Dortmund. What day was that game? Go Fest, actually. Yeah, Dortmund beat them 4-3. What team won the African side to have won a game in that competition the other day? Experience, Tunisian side beat they beat LA FC 1-0, which made our group very interesting. We're in second place, yeah, because they have -1 goal, so we must beat them in our next game, in our meeting, yeah, which we have to beat them. A draw, yeah, 4 points. LAFC only have the possibility to get 3 points, so a draw, I mean, will be all right for us, because even if a Flamingo draw, they'd have 7 points, and I don't see them losing. So, but if you ask me, I'd say we're definitely beating Experience of Tunisia, but it's not guaranteed. A football, you just cannot script football. It's played over 90 minutes plus added time. So yeah. All right, let's see. Against Juve was a good game. Was a good game. Okay. What else do we have here? Saturday. Okay, yeah. Let's see. So we've addressed this. I thought maybe we were gonna shift focus to Malik Fofana. It turns out our priority is to get the Gittens deal over the line. So the Times reports that West Ham are considering making a move for Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. I think this report is believable for one factor, the fact that the current West Ham manager is his former boss at Brighton in Graham Potter. And I think if Sanchez is interested in joining West Ham to go play under a manager that trusts him, I think would know by now. And given the report 2 days ago that said something to the effect of agents offering us an opportunity to sign their goalkeeper, the goalkeeper clients, and also a subsequent report that we've started thinking about goalkeeper signing the goalkeeper. I think it was just immediately after the loss to Flamingos. I think we'd eventually sign a goalkeeper. I think they were an African team from Morocco. Yeah, experience of Tunisia. Yeah, and I've known that name for a while now. Um, was
This is
that
what
what
it
you
means.
spelled before? Barbados? I've been to Barbados myself. Was that maybe I was just reading it differently given the context? I'm not sure, but okay. But go ahead, Bob. You want to say anything?
Yeah, I was saying this is what I mean. All the speculation, rumors. Um, who knows? There's no real concrete indication that we're going for a new goalkeeper.
Yeah. We may well end up signing a goalkeeper. I think it's a possibility. The only goalkeeper I'd say we probably trust that and probably will give him more time is uh Jorgensen. He's shown that he has the potential, but he's still very young and needs time. I think he'll get better. He'll play a lot more minutes this season, and we'll learn a lot more about him. And the fact that Maresca trusted him in that final against Betis, I think that speaks volume. That he again, they trust him and they will give him time. I don't think people were actually suggesting that he'd be sent out on loan, and I didn't want that to happen because I paid attention to his performances and realized those games where he wasn't that good were down to how Maresca handled his appearance in the Premier League at the time in the absence of not necessarily absence when Sanchez was dropped when he made a lot of mistakes and was dropped. Okay, let's look at what we have here. I think we'll have a lot of comments from the manager's presser. This one ends on Maresca. It's a good moment. Is it a good moment or not to try new things? I don't know, but we also have to think about the future and try different things. Last year we played 3-4 different systems during the season. The idea is to continue to evolve, and it's a good thing. I know I've heard people call him one trick pony. Out of, you could say, after we lost games, people behave in all sorts of ways. I've always known that he's not one trick pony. If anything, I think sometimes he overthinks. He overthinks things, overthinkers maybe, and in the process creates an issue for the team. But I like him. I do like Enzo Maresca quite a lot. And what I like mostly about him is that he admits he's still learning. I like people who are like that, who don't think they know everything. But if you see him talk about how he still has a lot to learn, he says that like he means it. Doesn't say it as if he just has to say it so that he'd be likable or not. But I'm happy. What is happening to this page is not okay. It's too slow. So um anything else here? I wanted to expand this because I think there's a lot more on the rate. We haven't read everything. Okay. It reads that the idea is to continue to evolve, to continue to improve, and to try different things. Yep. He's. I've always known that he's not one trick pony. No, he's not. The basics remain the same. The basics of his approach remains the same, remained the same, so to speak. So people going by that alone do argue that yeah, he's a one trick pony. He's not really. Enzo Maresca in the Flamingo game, Cole and Enzo on the ball were occupying the same position that they used to occupy during season. I mean, Cole on the right side and Enzo on the left side, both in the pockets, attacking midfield. Let's see what else we have here. This is a bit slower than usual. I'm not sure why that is the case, but my internet, the speed is still excellent. More likes people. Cole was defending a little bit more wide, but the position on the ball was exactly the same position that they had during the season. But yeah, the average football fan doesn't understand this, and that's the reason why a lot of people just say he's one trick pony, one dimensional, doesn't know how to play differently and all that. But that's, by the way, I think this is Vince's point, and so I'm going to move down. I want to see a lot more comments from more reports anyway. All right, this game Enzo Maresca on the temperature in the US. Houston, even when I was still a kid, I learned that weather can be a huge issue. Those that are used to playing in such weather will have a huge advantage over the visiting team. That's how most African teams at the time dealt with Super Eagles of Nigeria. They usually don't put games. If you put games in the evening when the weather is a lot cooler, the Super Eagles will come beat you on your turf. But for whenever teams in Africa play Nigeria, what they do is that they put the game in the afternoon. And some of them, most African teams at the time, had a lot of home-based players that are used to the weather. But the Super Eagles, the entire 11, usually foreign-based in Europe and everywhere. But I'm not saying that was the sole reason why we lost to Flamingo. But I think it makes sense to argue that's partly the reason, in my opinion. So I always try to avoid the excuse. I always try to be honest. It's not about excuse; it's about reality. Honestly, the reality is the heat is an issue. It's excuses when it's not hot, and we say that it's hot. That is excuse. But hot is hot, and it's difficult to work with this temperature. But we are here. We're trying to do our best, and we are going to try to win tomorrow. So, irrespective of how bad we were on that day, had it not been for the red card, you could argue Jackson would have made a difference in chances that we could have won that game. But heat is still an issue. I'm not saying that's the sole reason why we lost that game, but it's a factor that a lot of people should learn to understand. It's a serious factor. He said, yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans don't understand. Yeah, it's the truth. Don't understand that Maresca's approach. Yeah, a lot don't. Let's be honest. I think we can all agree on that one. Maresca is the man who said he only has one way of playing. Yeah, people did take that literally, but I don't think he plays only one way. The basics remain the same in every game, in most cases. But people go by that and say he's one trick pony. He's not. If anything, he tinkers too much. He is one-dimensional tactically. He was a Leicester and at Chelsea. Okay, if that's how you see it, I see it differently. A lot of our players are South American, but when last did they leave? Do they currently live in South America? Yeah. Once you change, you change. The Spanish African, the heat never bothers them when they are on international duty. It does. I've he really does in so many ways. um, Niger and Cameroon, Ghana. You're missing one name there. Ghana, most importantly. Um, uh, just call him Stav. We don't have to agree. We don't have an echo chamber here. Here, everybody's opinion matter. But you and I will hardly ever agree, Vince. Just go away, Vic, so to speak. What do you see in him so much? Not, I wouldn't say admiration. Okay, maybe you're correct to call it that. But he's still not the giver who will move our club forward. There's no way to tell. That's just an assumption. Do I think he can? I think he can actually. Last season proves that, irrespective of how you see it. I don't know why. I have not been able to stop saying irrespective. Since Vic used it here on this channel. Listen, let's be honest here. Irrespective of how you see, how you view how we finished the season, he did really well. Surprised a lot of people. When we had, I think it was 8 games or 5 games at the time, how many people, a lot of people were saying would be able to get only 1 point from that the games we had left at the time. Some were saying actually, some say we're never going to win the Conference League because we're meeting Betis, but we won it and won it convincingly. Yeah, and we finished in the top 4 not because certain teams won certain games. No, because irrespective of what happened on that last day, we still finished there. And we won as many games as Arsenal did. And then again, our last game against a very, very tough opposition that a lot of people didn't give us a chance. And people were saying we're not going to finish in top 4. And I've always told people I think Nottingham Forest will eventually drop out. But we finished in the 4th place, won as many games as Arsenal. The issue is that we lost a lot more. So for me, I don't see any justifiable reason to say he's not the guy. No, I don't see that, really. I don't see that. And when I heard that he was going to become our next manager, we discussed how he plays. And after some research, because I followed Leicester City a bit, I liked watching Ndidi and Ihanacha at the time when he was still there. I knew sometimes it would be boring. Sometimes it will be exciting. Yeah. And believe me, go do your research. Control football will help you win a lot. But Pochettino's scattergun approach almost always presents an issue. That's the point. Would it be right to say I admire him? Maybe that's the correct language to use. But I don't see reason why it'd be correct to say he's not the man for the job. Does he have the pedigree? You could say it'd be right to say no, he doesn't. But that's a start for everything. That's a beginning for everything. So we still have this season. We'll see. Just sign him the players he wants. If he doesn't perform, then there'd be justification for letting him go. But after this just concluded season, no reason whatsoever to let him go. If anything, some of the games we lost, he got tactically, he wasn't perfect. And I'll give you one example that I always bring up. I think he had the opportunity to create a healthy competition between João Felix and Cole Palmer. And had they done that, we'd still have Cole Palmer we still have João Felix when Cole Palmer, was he injured? At one point he was ill. At one point he got injured. We could have had João Felix who's capable of operating as Cole Palmer and has excellent vision. He's not the most proficient, what's the language, more correct or relatable language. I mean, for João Felix hitting the woodwork means scoring. You get that. So yeah, I'm not saying he's perfect. I know that. He has a lot to learn. And I'm just happy he will be the first to admit he has a lot to learn too. And I think the whole thing is that the Chelsea fans have not been able to just look beyond the fact he doesn't have the pedigree that measures the sort of manager they call elite, like the Hansi Flicks, Luis Enrique's. You could argue if we had Luis Enrique, irrespective of how he plays, I don't think a lot of people will be complaining. But because we signed them from Leicester City, a championship club, the tag, or he already carries the tag Champions League manager until he proves he's more than just a championship manager. For me, I think already he's proven that he's more than just a championship manager. by winning the Conference League the way we did, convincingly. We won it in a manner that, shows that, we're bigger than the competition. Finishing in fourth place in the Premier League, if you get my point. So, irrespective of how you see it, I think the biggest problem is that the fans don't like him. Even if he walks on water tomorrow, I think you see fans start arguing, check beneath his feet. You'd see plank there set for him to walk on that made it seem as if he walked on water, that he really didn't walk on water. A perfect example, people saying, it was because of individual brilliance that we were able to finish where we finished in the league. It was because of Cole Palmer alone that we won the Conference League. Tell me, Cole Palmer was the guy that made the run that Enzo Fernandez made that Cole Palmer find him. Cole Palmer made the run that Nicolas Jackson made that Cole Palmer found him. So the point is, the hatred is there, and it will not. It will take. It will take them. You could say, once they get exhausted, and he still continues to perform, because you cannot say he didn't do well in the just concluded season. It just wouldn't make sense to say he didn't do well. He did well, irrespective of how you argue that. I think he did very well tactically and otherwise, but he wasn't perfect. Just like every other manager in the world, they do get things wrong every now and then. So I heard, maybe you're correct to say I admire him. I just and I'm not the type to just follow managers blindly. I support them, but if I see anything that suggests, this manager, particular manager, isn't the man for the job, I'm usually the first to say, hey, he's not it. Just like I did on the ground, Potter and Pochettino. But right now, I haven't seen anything that suggests Maresca isn't the guy. If anything, he's the perfect man for the job. As far as I'm concerned, you have every right to think he's nonsense. But that's just my opinion. Okay? So, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 15 comments. Okay, let's see how quickly I can get through them. Let's see. No, it doesn't have. You're not seeing Enzo and Casado, just to mention two players at altitude and stifling heat yet. I've seen those, but my point is they probably need a few days to adapt. That's the thing. But the non-South American players, you would take a lot. They're humans. Even at that, I live in the United States, and sometimes we do go play outside. We watch the weather before we go outside. And if it's really hot and we really want to play, you better get to that place with a gallon of water. Yeah. So it's a factor. I think saying it's a factor is just being disingenuous. Saying it's not a factor, the heat isn't a factor, it's just being disingenuous. But we're not here to make excuse. You could argue, had it not been for the red card, had it not been for the poor defending, we could have beaten at least getting a draw out of that game. Let's see what else we have. I don't play golf. I have never played golf except miniature golf, but I haven't played real golf. Nope, I don't follow that game. To be honest, I've lived in America for more than you can say getting to 20 years right now, but I don't follow that game. I don't follow NFL. It's not my thing. I was born in a country where football is more like a culture, and it's a game I've loved all my life. No other game. The most beyond football is basketball. Okay. I want to see that too. A man said he plays a certain dimension and will never change. I think that thing is being blown out of context, really. I think you could argue do not understand it. I think you could argue no fans, they have every right to go by what they believe he said. I think what he meant in terms of the control approach, position of play and all that, but that doesn't mean you cannot look at that and just say he's one-dimensional. That is my opinion, and you have every right. I know you don't like him, Vic. Why do I always call you Vince? Because of my bro on X, anyway. I know you don't like him. He said it himself, and he's confessed he was trying a different tactic for next season against Flamingo. Yeah. So the latter part of your comment, what do we do with it? Cook yam and beans with it? No. I know you don't like him, but let's have a good conversation here. All right. No one that AC Milan don't want Joao Felix permanently because of how. No, he's not a bad footballer, and I think that's an excellent footballer in Joao Felix. But something isn't quite right. If you followed him since his Benfica days, that's a pattern. Certain thing. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem is. And AC Milan and Chelsea confirms that. I wanted to give him a second chance, another chance, but I hope he eventually reaches that level that I know he can, because there's an excellent footballer in him. Maybe he goes to clubs with that main guy mentality, as Ty would say, and not humble enough to just play and earn his place. Maybe he goes to clubs with the mindset that yeah, he should be starting over certain players, and I don't think managers likes that. No one Leicester fan I know, a few were upset he left. We were okay. We were welcome to him. I didn't say we wouldn't win the Conference League. I never said. I didn't say you said that. I'm just mentioning a lot of fans. I know a big content creator that said that clearly, that the former Man City boss is gonna teach him a lesson. It's not the guy. Yeah, you have every right to feel like he's not the guy. For me, I feel like he's the guy. We don't have to agree. That's one thing we can agree on. We don't have to. For you, he's not the guy. For me, he's the guy. And yeah, that's it for me. Big up to you too, Serena Govindarton. Nice to see you. Nkunku could be better for us. We need a number 9, not Nico. Let him stick to wings or on the bench. We need more of Good you last shirt. Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well and thank you for joining us. Let's see what else you have here. All right, anything else? Yeah, around that. Yeah, 2005. Yep, got married here. Yep, everything. My kids are all born here. School here. Post-secondary education here. Yeah. Santos is not for sale. Chelsea will sign Gittens. Maresca is the right man for the job, Coachella. Vic, I don't like you. Just leave me alone. Can you just leave me alone? A lot have changed in football, and a lot more will still change. Don't cook, yeah, coach. It's too, you know, yeah, too expensive. Yeah, I am saying Maresca has taken the criticism about being one-dimensional, even though you disagree. He was, in my opinion, he was never one-dimensional, bro. Honestly, but I get it. You guys see it differently. And one thing I've told my friend Liam Lane on X, a very good friend of mine, he has a situation that's led to him not also joining the live conversations. I told him, look, one thing is constant in his approach. We could call that the hallmark of his approach. The let's say the part where there's always one individual with a free role to always pop up and complete the triangles to help us gain numerical advantage over the opposition. That is constant in his approach. But he changes. He thinks a lot. That at one point actually he thinks quite a lot, which was why I said it looks like it, it looks like it looks like that, which was why I did say at the time that I replied at the time that the conference league coming too soon after our last Premier League game could be a blessing in disguise, because I don't want him to have too much time to tinker too much. And you could argue if we had too much time, chances are he'd overthink it, just like Bobby would tell you. Bobby thinks that every time we have too much time before certain games, he overthinks it and we end up not doing well in that game. I think he overthinks things just like Pep Guardiola does in some cases. Yeah, on the next flight, I didn't want to come to Texas if it wasn't for my wife, honestly. But even though I have relatives in Texas in so many places, but I think I'm liking it. It turns out a good decision, but I do miss my friends a lot. All right, we talk more in private. Let's see. Out to you too. Like I said, his new tactics against Flamingo still involved playing a right back in the midfield and slow, predictable build up. So one dimensional and nonsensical. Okay, are both good words. I don't like you anymore, Chelsea Ultra. By the way, Chelsea Ultra, what's your name? You can just give me your name. I mean, I'd prefer calling you by your first name, or maybe rather than Chelsea Ultra. But if you like that, fine by me. All right. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. In training, Driscoll Hall, Enzo Maresca. Okay, Reece James. Have you guys heard the reason why he missed our last training session? This year, Enzo Maresca says, Reese, the reason why he didn't train is because he's ill. Wow. Levi Cowell has also been ill in the last 2 days, but today was better and part of the session. Nico was not in the session this morning as it's the day before the game and we just used the ones who are available. I like it. I like that. Why waste space with them? Uh, Why waste if he's not going to play the next game? Why waste space with him? The man has high quality world class midfielders. I mean, stick with it if that makes you happy. Stick. We're not going to fight. My name is Peter. Wow, my younger brother's name is Peter. We call him P, but his name is Peter. Yeah. So nice to know you. Nice to know that your name is Peter. My name you can call me Chib, Chib. Chip, yeah, which you see Dante call me Chip Chilla. So, but thank you, yeah. It's a good name. I like that name, probably because, yeah, my younger brother's name is Peter. We all have biblical names, all of us. But let's stick with the one I just told you because, yeah, your namesakes. All right. Shut up. What's your actual name, my boss? I just said, call me Chip. It's an abbreviation of my first name. Yeah, you've heard him call me Chip Chilla. Dante was the only person I was comfortable telling my first name. So yeah, I like it. If you're not gonna play tomorrow, why start the game? Uh, no, he's not into football. Yeah, when I was busy playing football, he was busy reading a lot. I That doesn't mean I don't like education. I do like education too, but he was that sort of person. Is always busy reading one novel or the other, one book or the other. But for me, it's what's the next game, when I chance to play next. There's a game I want to go play and all that. So he's not into football. He's that sort of person. Every time he sees a game on TV, the asks his so-called playing. So Peter is not into football. Kishan, somebody block Kishan. I don't want to see him here anymore. Kishan, my New York bro. Always nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Thank you so much for joining, but I don't like you still. Bob, you wanted to say something? Okay, Bobby probably he's dozed off. I know his microphone is not muted, so I thought he wanted to say something. I, you. I don't like you. You just go around blocking people, and then I get blamed for it. Get shot, my bro. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding time to join us this evening. Thank you so much. We'll go. You can go for a while because the games have ended. Hopefully, we win us. I want to stop as soon as possible because I want to make the predicted lineup for tomorrow. The YouTube shot, the YouTube show that I do. Big up, Kisha, but nice to see you. Why are you laughing, Vic? The Okocha story is Okocha playing. Yeah, I fight. I and Kishan were fighting every day, but nobody have been able to block him. I'm gonna try and remember and remove him as a moderator myself. No, I love Kishan. He's my bro, and he's gonna get me to start following wrestling. I don't know why I haven't created a command for his YouTube channel so that I can trigger it. He does have a channel where he covers wrestling, and I think you guys should go check it out and subscribe if you're into wrestling. He had one he had a guy on the last time I found him online, and the guy very articulate, and they both They know wrestling very well, and I haven't watched wrestling since I came to America. It was my thing in Nigeria to an extent. You could say when I was still a kid, I followed wrestling quite a lot. That's by the way. Yeah, stockpile them. Then once we're about to round up the show, you started releasing them. So Enzo Maresca says that tomorrow we will do some rotation because of the ones who played 2 games are quite tired. The weather alone, it's easy to get people tired that much. So it does make sense. And the weather, for me, I'm just saying it is a serious factor. So Enzo Maresca here says when you are a Chelsea manager, you're always under pressure, and we will do our best. I think he's actually, I think he's becoming used to the life of being a Chelsea manager. You could argue, more importantly, because people upstairs support him. They like him, and they want a long-term relationship with him. Enzo Maresca, the owners just want the best for us and for the players. Game by game, they are not talking about the final rewards in terms of money. They never put pressure on us to win this tournament because of the money. But I think if we win tomorrow, I think we'll go far. I don't think it really matters who we meet next. I know people are concerned that if we meet Bayern, they'd knock us out. I think that's not a good mindset, which led to me angrily asking, how do these people make it in life if you're afraid of challenges coming your way? The challenges that, yes, then the difference is actually your way. You're very aware. You know that challenge, that particular sort of challenge is coming your way, and you're still afraid to take it head on, to confront it. And I angrily ask, how do they make it in life? I want us to meet the best teams in the competition. The boys will learn from it. If you don't want to meet them, sometime in the competition you will meet them. That is my opinion anyway. Enzo Maresca, for sure, tomorrow we're going to do rotation. We will see if there's any chance for the ones that are not playing a lot. I hope he gives Andrey Santos, even if it is 10 minutes, so that I can so that I can rest. Like, geez. I hope he gives him a few minutes, but chances are he starts because if he really wants to rotate, which means he'd make a lot of changes in the midfield area. Okay, I think that's a particular comment that Vic referenced. So let's read it again. It's not in quote. So this is according to an outlet, that sounds more like an outlet than somebody's name, RNBVB and I Maya San Maya. Wow, interesting. So he reads Maxi Ball and Borussia Dortmund CEO Hans Joachim whatever. I'm sorry, I just don't want to try because I'll butcher that. Held a meeting in Germany over Jamie Gittens. BVB wants at least 65 million euros. The Englishman, but the player wants to join Chelsea. I mean, it's open to interpretation. So this is insane that Maxi Bar said. So maybe I read it the wrong way. But this is saying after the meeting, it was clear that the player wants to join. You can interpret this to being after the meeting that it was clear that the player wants to join Chelsea, so no need for further meetings to be held between the two parties mentioned there. So nothing else here. So once more, I'm going to refresh to we haven't actually addressed this. Miguel Delaney, Vic, if you're still watching, do you trust him? I don't know whether to trust him or not. I haven't actually paid attention to the pattern of his transfer reports to see how correct he's been, whether to trust him or not. But he says Arsenal have also been speaking to Chelsea about a potential move for Nani Madueke. Chelsea, nevertheless, won £50 million for Madueke, which is not a price Arsenal want to go right now. There's a possibility a deal may be revived later in the window. So is Chelsea signed 2 wingers, so probably they'd be open to selling Nani Madueke Um, but I don't know whether to trust Miguel Delany or not. If you trust him, then this part that reads that Arsenal have been speaking to Chelsea for Nani Madrid have been, which means either they're still speaking or they've spoken severally, which means Chelsea are already open to selling him, because if they speak once and Chelsea aren't open to selling Nani Madrid, I don't think they'd speak again. That's my analysis of this particular report. But whether I should trust Miguel Delany or not, I'm not sure. But I want to hear your thoughts if you're interested in contributing to that. I think we'll be rounding off in a bit. We have 31 likes. Not bad. I think that's an improvement given the fact that we're streaming in vertical format. Usually we don't get close to that number. The views in the back end is 1870. So maybe we can do Nani Mardeke. We've addressed that. This defender, we did talk about him. I need to learn more about him. It's simple. This is how I feel it. I want to see Andrey Santos, but his time will come. Simple. People need to calm down. When he's ready, Maresca will unleash him. His last full 90 minutes was on May 17th. It could be fitness related or style adaptation. The same with Esugo. Just give him time. Really that simple. It's really that simple. Let me see if anything new has emerged. I think I have to refresh this page. And if you are watching and you have any questions, drop it in the chat. And do not ask difficult questions, as I think Bobby probably he's dozed off while listening to the show, and he's still on the panel. Because yeah, I'll pretend I don't see your question if you ask too difficult question. I'm just kidding. If I don't have the answer to your question, I'll just let you know. But let's hear you if you have any questions before we round off. I like Murillo actually, but we're not looking at him. More likes, people. More likes. More likes. Keep dropping the likes machine, people. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening, 4:47 p.m. For me, we keep going. Shay, Wendy, if you are on YouTube, I will make you a moderator whenever you join us on YouTube. Maybe next time. We're about to round up. I'm waiting for the questions, and hopefully nobody asks a difficult question. I'm refreshing the page to see if anything new has emerged as the show progressed. We've addressed a few stuff that emerged as we were busy addressing the items we have lined up. Let's see. Is it still? Jesus, it looks like it's gonna take a lot of time to refresh. See, it's blank. So I'm gonna just remove this, go like this, and then refresh it one more time. Yeah, minus 12. Yeah, 4:48. Yeah, but yeah, Central Standard Time. So because I live in Texas now, if I start speaking like Uncle Just, as you know why. Oh my, stop! What kind of time is this? It's 0:47 a.m. here. It's only 22:47 for Bobby. Yeah, it's oh my goodness. I think our schedule on Trusted Perspective is going to be everywhere right now. Until we find trusted help. I have to leave it at that. Yeah. All right. That's really funny, but I get the question. Okay, nothing new. I think we'll be rounding up soon, except if I have questions to address. So I'm just going to be showing off. Yeah, they were the biggest club, Chelsea, the biggest club in London with this guy, 2 Champions League trophies. I think I need to recreate this image with. I don't think it'd be too busy if I try to accommodate all the European trophies we've won. All right, what do we have here? I heard today we're looking at Piero Hincapie, the defender, right, for about 60 million euros. He's a very decent and still young. That would be interesting if true. Yeah, we wanted to compare his numbers to that of our current defenders, but yeah, haven't done that. Chipchilla, yeah, I appreciate that. Wendy, what's making you laugh? All right, I think that's it. We don't have anything else to talk about. I think we need to call it a day. We've been streaming for 2 hours plus. I enjoy interacting with you, but I'm tired and I have all the things that I want to take care of. So please bear with me. Tomorrow we'll come back again. The Blue Morning Show will still come back. I think we'll be streaming tomorrow. Probably will be the Blue Morning Show because we have to do the match preview. The show comes on. Chelsea's game comes on early, 8 a.m. my time, and then around the 5 a.m. my time we will do the match preview with the lineup prediction exercise, which is 8 a.m., 5 a.m., which means 3 hours after the show starts. The game will come on TV. But that's why I want to say thank you to Bobby, our senior panelist, for finding the time to be with me on the panel. It's been an excellent conversation. Sometimes in terms of debate or argument, or you can say opposing views, nothing personal, and I appreciate that. Have a great day to you too, Chelsea Ultra. Peter, nice to see you, Peter, and thank you for telling me your first name. I appreciate that. It turns out you're my younger brother's namesake. Mabas05, I appreciate you joining. Staff, thank you for joining. Shay Wendy Williams, the lady of the house, thank you for joining. What else do we have here? Anybody else? We had a lot of people here. Mike Kim Noom was here. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe says to fair, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise.